What's going on, guys? It's Mr. Manfredo. One final YouTube video before we take our quiz tomorrow or Friday the 11th. Um, you might have seen on Google Classroom already, we are having a Google Meet today or Thursday, December 10th at 1:30 p.m. So if you want to go over any of the worksheets we've done the last couple of days in preparation for the quiz, we can do that. If you have questions about the quiz, that's fine too. Um, but I think this kind of goes without saying. Any document we've done the last couple of days that says quiz review on it are things that you can look at to review for your quiz. So um, just keep that in mind going forward. You don't need to ask me what you need to study. It's all right here on these worksheets. The quiz should be simple. It should be pretty on par with the worksheets you've done. So if you've done those and you think you've done well on them, then you should be good to go. But keep in mind, Google Meet today at 1:30, quiz tomorrow for an assignment. And then next week, I think we'll do some fun stuff to just kind of chill out before we leave. So let's look at this assignment. The directions say, classify each of the following sentences as declarative, interrogative, imperative, or exclamatory. You should have at least one of every type. You must also punctuate each sentence with a period, exclamation point, or question mark. Okay, so I need you to tell me in each one of these blanks what type of sentence this is, and then I also need you to put punctuation at the end of each one. So nothing too difficult. Should take you like 5 minutes, and we'll look at some of these together. But before we begin, let me say that you might have a sentence that you feel deserves an exclamation point. You might have a sentence that you feel deserves a period. If it's between a period and an exclamation point, I'm not going to mark you wrong if you think that that is a sentence that deserves an exclamation point, and I just think it's boring and deserves a period. As long as you can kind of justify your answer, that's totally fine. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these questions. Let's jump at number 3, just because it's right here smack dab in the middle of the assignment. Number 3, it was named after Julius Caesar. So nothing too exciting there to me. I don't think it really warrants an exclamation point, and it's certainly not a question. So there's no question mark. So I'm thinking what we're going to need to do is put a period right here. And then as far as the type of sentence, it's not a command. You're not telling anyone to do anything for you. It's not super exciting, so it's not exclamatory, and it's not a question, so it's not interrogative. So I'm thinking for this one, we should just put declarative. And we're good on number 3. We are good to go. So let's look at one more before we take off here. So number 5, tell me what happened to the calendar. Okay, so right off the bat, we can already tell that someone is telling someone to do something. So we are going to put imperative in this blank right here because we know imperative sentences are commands. Now here's where what I was talking about earlier kind of comes into play. Some of you might be like, well, that's not very exciting. Let's just put a period at the end. And others might be like, well, they're really hyped up about this calendar. Maybe they're very excited. Maybe it deserves an exclamation point. Whichever one you pick for a sentence like this, I'm not going to take off points as long as it's the correct punctuation. Obviously, if you were to put a question mark at the end of this, this is not a question, it's a command. And so the question mark wouldn't be right. And so it's kind of up in the air between a period and an exclamation point. Hint, hint, I think number 6 might be kind of similar to number 5 in that way. So just keep that in mind moving forward. And also keep in mind that your directions say you have to have at least one of every type. And so even if you feel strongly that a bunch of sentences are exclamatory, you know, if every one of the declarative sentences in here you feel like should be exclamatory, you still have to have at least one of each type. And so that means you might need to remove an exclamatory categorization and put declarative down there just so you fit what the directions are asking of you. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, send me an email, preferably, and good luck to you.